to bring this up because, guys, this is very silly. Very, very silly. So Nets rumors, and as we know, let me throw this out here, okay? Nets fans in particular have been relentless as far as trying to get their hands on our second overall pick. They want that pick so bad. They want it so bad. You guys have no idea how bad they want. They want that pick as much as they want water, much they need water, okay? They are going crazy over our pick. And it's only Nets fans that are advocating for it. Now, you can believe me, you don't have to, but I mean, I just wouldn't lie to you guys. I get certain information when it comes to things. I don't put it out there. I only do it once there's any reporter willing to put it out there, because I'm just not gonna burn sources like that. But I do hear things, okay? And this is one that I have not heard at all. I don't think there's any validity to this whatsoever. And what is this? The idea that the San Antonio Spurs would give up their number 2 pick for Cam Johnson. I have no idea where this comes from. Let's see. This Brooklyn Nets are reportedly exploring a trade package centered around forward Cam Johnson in an effort to acquire the second lottery pick in the upcoming 2025 NBA draft. Let's see. Even if we click the exploring, where does this go? Okay, this goes to an NBA Central post, and then this goes to the New York Post. The fact that they didn't just tag the original New York Post article and they tagged an Instagram post to the New York Post article is a little strange to me. And then you have to pay for the article. I don't know. I haven't heard anything when it comes to that. But I'll address Cam Johnson in a minute though. According to Brian Lewis of New York Post, Brooklyn may look at consolidate assets, including Johnson, multiple late first round selections, and future draft capital in pursuit of the number 2 overall pick currently held by the San Antonio Spurs. So they would send Johnson, multiple late first round selections, and then future draft capital for our number 2. Okay. And as we know, the Spurs already have pretty great future draft capital. But moving on from that, there's a sentiment around the league that Nets could look to land a second lottery pick by consolidating the packaging, some combination of Johnson. Yeah, we mentioned that. Johnson, 29, is coming off a career best season with Brooklyn, his 7th. Okay, we don't have to go through that. All right, so here it is. This is the couple sentences that people on Twitter have ran with. So the Spurs are reportedly open to moving the second pick, with growing speculation that they are hesitant about selecting guard Dylan Harper. No idea where this comes from. No idea, guys. No idea. I have no idea. The projected number 2 pick prospect, adding Harper would create a crowded backcourt in San Antonio, which already features Rookie of the Year Steph Castle and other guard talent. What is that other guard talent? I mean, I'm not trying to disrespect my own team. You guys know I love the Spurs. I love my San Antonio Spurs. But what is this other guard talent other than Fox? Yeah, there's nothing pointing towards the Spurs trading their number 2 pick for Cam Johnson. Okay? I don't think I should have to say that. Now, I haven't heard this, and I haven't asked, but you know, it could end up being true. Maybe, just maybe, possibly, just in my mind, maybe you could trade the 14th for Cam Johnson. I could see the Spurs actually doing that, especially if you get to 14 and all your guys are kind of gone. And let's say you really want Reno, but you know that you can eventually get him later on in that draft, a little later in the draft. I could see the Spurs making a deal like that. I could see them doing that. But them trading away their number 2 pick, something that's not going to come very often. Okay, this opportunity is not going to come very often. And this is a multi-all-star type of talent that we're talking about here. I don't think that that's a good idea. I think that that's actually a terrible idea. And for all this article to say is, well, they're going to do it because, you know, they got too much talent. It's just so silly. It's just so silly. All right. We're not in a position like the Kings where all that we're doing every single season is just getting guards, right? If you ask me, I think we have Fox, who is obviously full-time point guard. You got Steph Castle, who I think he's a part-time point guard, and you're going to need someone that could be more so a full-time point guard by the time Fox is ready to step away, which is going to be a while, but you're going to need somebody to transition into that role. And who else but Dylan? This is great talent here. And now that we're getting some news that Chris Paul, which we'll do another segment on that, but Chris Paul could be leaving, you need it. So the idea that you have all this immense talent, I don't know what is coming from. I don't know how there's a logjam in the backcourt. I think that's silly. Anyways, but if you guys were worried about this, at least me personally, I haven't heard anything. Every reliable source, you know, has blatantly said that the Spurs want Dylan Harper. And when it comes to stuff like this, like trading away the second overall pick, the Spurs line is open. Okay. They're going to be talking to teams. It's going to be discussion. But as you guys know, a lot of these is just smoke, right? A lot of it's smoke, especially the closer you get to the draft, it's going to be a lot of smoke. Just to kind of see what the Spurs can get away with, what they can possibly finesse a team with. But as far as giving away their second pick, how the Spurs operate, I have a very difficult time seeing them do that. I mean, the only situation in which I could see the Spurs doing that, which I don't know if I would agree with it then, is if we were already a championship caliber team, right? Or, you know, we have things kind of set in stone, we have our core, and we just had a really bad season plagued with injuries, and you just got lucky in getting the second overall pick. If it was something like that, sure. But you desperately need a creator next to Wemby. You need a 3-and-D wing, another 3-and-D wing. You need a backup big. I don't think the Spurs are just going to be wasting their picks here. But I don't know. Nets super delusional. Nets fans have been on this, bro. They have been relentless trying to get our second overall pick. But like I said before in a previous segment, it speaks to how good Dylan Harper is too. So we're in a really great position. But I wouldn't get hung up on this. I wouldn't get worried. I don't think any of this happens. So yeah.